Alright, Mazzy, this is your fault. You're drawing me out of retirement just to do another contest video when I was happily retired, lying by the beach, drinking a pina colada, and now I gotta come out and do another contest video. Well, I'm rising to the challenge because this is all about the Beatles. And what is the weirdest, most bizarre Beatles cover record of all time? That's what this video is about. Ravi Shankar? No. Beatles? No. Is it the Chipmunk? Is it the Chipmunks doing the Beatles? It's actually the worst Beatles cover album of all time. So let's not review it. Nobody cares about the Chipmunks. I'm going to show you a record that is going to break all conventions. And you're going to look at it and say, that's not a cover record of the Beatles. And I'm going to prove to you that it is a cover record of the Beatles. And not only does it include the Beatles' cooperation in making it, it also included 2 Rolling Stones. And the Beatles loved it, except then the Beatles sued the people making it. Can you figure out what this is? I'm going to give you some clues. I'm not going to tell you what it is until you've heard a few clues. Let's see how smart you people are. Do you guys know who these people are? That's a clue. That's one clue. Well, first I'm going to tell you that this record is on the Banana Records label. Have you guys heard of Banana Records? They had great artists like Arthur Hodgson and the Kneecaps. You guys have heard that one, right? How about Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, Gifted and Black? Have you guys heard of that one? That's a good one. Hope you have that one. How about the Punk Floyd with Dirk McQuigley? White Dope Zone Punk. Have you heard of that one? And he managed to get the safety pin through his skull, so that is totally punk rock, bro. That's on Banana Records. Oh, the Bigamy Sisters are on here doing Nobody Does It Wetter. You guys heard that one? I'm sure you have. So that's my first clue. This record came out on Banana Records. 1978. Beautiful record. Who else helped out on here? Ronnie Wood. I mentioned there were some Rolling Stones on here. Ronnie Wood is involved in this project. Mick Jagger. Bianca Jagger. Who else? Neil Innes. Anyway, you guys haven't figured it out yet, have you? Some of you smart people have. This is one of the most controversial Beatle cover records of all time. Well, let's read you some of the songs. Hold My Hand. With a Girl Like You. Ouch, ouch, you're breaking my heart. Good Times Roll. Double Back Alley. Cheese and Onions. Piggy in the Middle. Okay, you guys figure this out yet? How smart are you guys on the VC? Let's find out. This is one of the main publicity shots from this record. Dirk. That's Dirk. Stig, Nasty, and Barry. That's Barry. Barry was always my favorite. You guys figured it out yet? Who else do we have here? Well, that's this band playing at the Cavern in the early 60s. And here's their manager. This severe-looking gentleman in the very dapper hat, Leggy Mountbatten. Here's their manager. He had some ties to the Germans that are a little unsavory. He wrote a book called, when he discovered this band, called A Cellar Full of Goys. If you know what a goy is. Most of you watching are probably goys. A Cellar Full of Goys, when he discovered this band in the Cavern. Let's see. I'll show you the cover of this record. Have you seen this? Let It Rot? Is that a clue? The cover of this awesome record. It's an interview with Mick Jagger in here. That's amazing. Interview with Mick Jagger. Interview with Paul Simon. And there they are, guys. This is the band that's on here. This is, in fact, a Beatles cover record. Believe it or not. Please believe it. Believe me, because it's true. Ron Nasty, Stig, O'Hara, Dirk McQuigley, Barry Wham. That's right, guys. Did you figure it out yet? Have you heard Meet the Ruddles? Have you seen the Tragical History Tour? Great record. It's got songs on it such as The Fool on the Pill, I Am the Waitress, Hello Get Lost, W.C. Fields, Forever, All You Need Is Lunch. Love that one. This is a great record, you guys. I hope you figured it out by now. 1978. 1978. Guess what was sweeping Britain? Ruddlemania. That's right. It's the Ruddles, guys. Did you figure it out? Because we're already 10 minutes into this video. I hope you figured out. This is the Ruddles. And is this a mockumentary? Is this the first mockumentary, documentary, rockumentary? Well, yeah, I guess it is. And it's also... it is also a Beatles cover record. And you don't believe me? I will prove this by the end of the video. What else do I want to show you? Oh! 1978, guys. The Ruddles hit America. Do you recognize who that is? Dirk. Hope you recognize him. He sang on here. George Harrison helped out. George Harrison is best friends with this guy right here. And who else? Oh man, Hard Day's Rut. I hope you guys have a copy of this. Hard Day's Rut. Look at those photos. Gorgeous. Look at the haircuts. Look at the bloody haircuts on those blokes. Hard Day's Rut. What about Ouch? Ouch. Brilliant. Bloody brilliant. This is amazing. Yeah, it got kind of controversial when Nasty claimed that the Ruddles were bigger than God. And that was very controversial. A lot of people wanted to give up on the Ruddles. And guess what happened? It turned out he was misunderstood. He said that Ruddles were bigger than Rod. Rod Stewart actually wasn't very big then. Yeah, that's true. There's Bob Dylan chiming in. And another controversy. It turned out the Ruddles admitted that they were taking tea. That's right. I've taken tea too. Have you taken tea? Tea and possibly biscuit or crumpet with your tea, mate. Yeah, this is the whole history of the Ruddles. The Tragical History Tour bus, which went on a madcap walking tour of English tea shops. Not a favorite of critics, but some great tunes on that one. And of course, what do you think that is, boys? Yellow Submarine Sandwich. Psychedelic, various sliced meats and cheeses. And they played a bit of a rooftop concert near the end of their careers. What else can I tell you about this record, guys? The Ruddles, 1978 television rockumentary. And check out who else was on here, in the movie at least. Movie made for TV. The girlfriends were played by Bianca Jagger. Gwen Taylor, she was the hottie from Monty Python. Michael Palin from Monty Python. Dan Aykroyd. John Belushi. Senator Al Franken is involved in this project. Who else? Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones. Bill Murray, Gilda Radner. Paul Simon. And my son made sure I would mention Ollie Halsall. Ollie was the guitar player who played a lot of the parts on the records, and great guitar player, died very young. And he has an unreleased record floating out there that Robert Fripp produced for him. Can we get that thing recorded? Would love to hear it. Okay, guys, so is that a Beatle record? Is that a Beatle cover record? Let's talk legalese. The Beatles publishers sued these guys and said, you guys can't use these songs because they sound too much like the Beatles songs. The legal settlement that was finally put in place said that they had to give credit to McCartney and Lennon for these songs that McCartney and Lennon had nothing to do with. They were parodies. John Lennon actually warned them in the early days of this that one of their songs, Get Lost, Go Back, I don't know what it was called. It was in the movie. It sounded a lot like Get Back. John Lennon said, that one's too close. You might not want to put that one on the record. But some of them are just kind of inspired by the Beatles. So, on the more recent releases of the Ruddles, McCartney and Lennon are credited, and they're pulling down 50% of the royalties, which I think is kind of a shame. Because, you know, the Beatles need more money, and these guys who did something really creative are getting shafted by the Beatles publishers. It's really the lawyers. Okay, the lawyers got half of a nice chunk of money, but the chunk of money meant nothing to the Beatles. Alright guys, that is the most weirdest, creative, innovative, original, actual Beatles cover record of all time. Beatles and Rolling Stones were involved in it, and the Beatles ended up suing and making money off of it. Hope you get a chance to watch the video. The Ruddles, the original show is called All You Need Is Cash. And Mazzy, thank you for bringing me out of retirement. I'm going to go back into my cave and brood about some obscure jazz. Alright? Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to me and Mazzy. Pick one. Who's your favorite? Let me know. Bye-bye.